Good day, everyone. Happy spring. This is a garden video. Just a little tour of things that's happening so far in my garden in this month of April. Little white daffodil, so pretty. That's on the south side of my house. Just a few daffodils grow and hostas. And now this is out the front, and here are my daffodils coming up. No open blooms yet. And here's some hostas. The hostas line up the whole front. Along with spireas. So there are my daffodils on the line, on the row, and a few other kinds of flowers. I don't know, bulbs. But everything is just starting to grow. I'm having some problems with rabbits eating tops of the bulbs and the leaves. Now on this side there are little blue bulbs. I used to have them out in the front yard, and so every now and then I go out and I still dig them up from the front yard and bring them over to the side of the driveway. But I like for all of this, they do multiply, so I like to have them all spread throughout this whole little bed. Here's a real daffodil, and these are the small daffodils. I put them in about 3 years ago or more. They came from an Easter basket. Used to be long and tall, and now they're like 2 inches, 3 inches off the ground. They're short, but look how cute they are. Nice little horns, all bright yellow, really stiff. And here's the actual daffodil, but a little bit small on the small side, but it's not like the really tiny ones there. My bike is out, and the daffodils. Now, there used to be one line of daffodils and pick up 2 lines and then 3 rows of daffodils, and half of them are gone. Now this is on the north side of the house and the hostas. I'm doing some raking. I usually do the front and then I come around to the back of the garden. So I'm raking up all the pine needles and cones out of the ground cover before it gets too big. And here's another ground cover. I don't know the name of these, but this is nice. It grows up probably 3 inches, and then the yellow flowers. We just put up this fence, chicken wire. I'm hoping to keep that ground cover to that side and maybe grow up. I put it up there, but maybe I think it will just grow up on it and that will cover up. And here are the irises coming. I have ground cover too, but I think it's okay to have the low ground cover here. The yellow flower ones probably gets like 4 inches high. They're really high ground cover. But these ones stay probably 2 inches, so I think the irises grow up. Now these are right here, I'm showing you, are the tulips that I planted here in a fall 2 years ago. Last year I didn't get any blooms, and I'm not seeing any blooms this year. I may have planted them too short. This is a tree now, I don't know the name of it, but it gives me little tiny yellow flowers. The rabbits ate it. You can see it's all low. And we're putting some wire around this. There's sedums and irises and red tulips. Now, the red tulips did grow last year, but when they bloomed, the rabbits came and ate them. So we're putting up this little wire. We're going to put the wire around this little gate. It's not something, they can jump over it, but it might deter them, especially if I come out at the same time, they'll realize not to go in there. Hopefully this works, but it's going to be just a little bit of a fence going around this part. And hopefully the fence will go around the back side of this pond flowers too. I put up some crystals on the railing to going over the pond. More daffodils. White ones mostly. A lot of them did not come up. Now we have a lot of water coming in through the back this year. Oh, and there's a Rose of Sharon. We planted just last year. Got a gate around that one, or a fence around that one. But most of these daffodils are on like the white, and then the horn is yellow. But this side now it's in really dark yellow. And I have tulips and little flowers growing here too. That's why I want to have the little fence there. I don't want them coming and eating the fresh little blooms. But I'm seeing a lot of green now. Oh, and here's the tree we planted last year. You can see the little buds. Now there's two there. One is in with the daffodils. Can't notice it. Everything seemed to survive the winter. This tree here is the snowball tree. And I dug up a little piece that was running off of it last year and put it over next to the rail. And I see that it grew last year. It stayed alive. But now I see that it is coming back. So I'm going to have a snowball tree on that side too. Here's trees from, what is that? Don't know. Pine, little pine. Globe ball, and more tulips and irises planted there along with the phlox. Planted probably say 50 or less of little bulbs in here, and like 6 came up. Now I did have my big fairies there, so it might come up later, but I think a squirrel or somebody came along and just ate them. Now we just put up the wire fence around here too, just nailed it along with the wood and up around with the rail. And we had this snowball tree. You see this stick here? We just planted that on this side. And that's another one of the snowballs that I dug up last year because it was running off from the main tree. And I planted it here. And then since I planted it, they built the wall. So I didn't want it to be right next to the wall. So we just moved it now. And here's a pussy willow. Now, I skipped over my fairy garden because that could be another video. But here's the pussy willow tree. We bought it earlier this spring. I was eager to be planting, but it was like, a month ago. And we're just getting it in the ground now. It's going to grow 25 feet high. I didn't realize how big this is going to be. And only like 6 feet wide. But I think it's like the snowball tree. I think like a branch. If a branch grows over to the side, you can pick it up and put it somewhere else. Here's the back of the yard. If you hear a sound, that's the train going by out there. Yeah, so all the flowers will come. And again, now here's the snowball tree. It's starting to bloom. Beautiful, beautiful tree. And all my globes, they survived. There are more irises here. And all the rocks. And that is the black currants. And here's the boxwoods that we put in last spring. So they survived the winter. Just a few little dead ones. Tried to put a little bit of wrap around those tulips because they'll eat them. And here's the daffodils that we planted all the way around. Planted this last fall. Put all the brick around. So this is a new bed along with a couple of plants. Hopefully it all takes. Viburnum. That's supposed to grow 10 feet high, this one. Nice little white flowers on it, so that would be nice. And coming through where the roses grow, and there's more sedum, like over by the China garden. I gotta clean this up yet. And a lot of hostas coming along here. We planted a hydrangea. We got a little bit of bloom. I have put a fence around that too, because I don't know the rabbits. And then there's irises next to it. Near my boxes, I didn't clean them up yet. I found 2 little round up caterpillars, like fluffy caterpillars that could be butterflies, I don't know. But anyway, I didn't want to disturb anything. So I'm going to let that be for a while. I know that plants are growing inside the pots. So it's okay. Over here, this is, rhubarb. So my rhubarb, I noticed a couple of shows now, the gardeners, they're covering up a rhubarb and forcing it to grow quick. and then it's long and sweeter, and they say just cover it up in dark. So I just put a pot over the last one there. Oh, I moved the lobster pot. More daffodils, white and yellow, and this is peonies growing behind. I put a little cage over this one because I had planted that like, I don't know, 10 years ago. I seen it bloom once because the rabbits eat it. But the lobster pot is gone. I just moved my last one. I had 3 lobster pots. I had them from 1994 or 5. And that last one was really falling down and crumbled, so I moved it. I'll put something there now. Terry got a new wagon, or what do you call it, wagon? So we can pick up soil and rocks and things. It folds up and goes in the garage, actually. Now I bought these little things at the flea market. As a little, put solar lights in them. I'm walking back around because I want to show you. Oh, and I bought a little chair for downstairs. We scrubbed it and repainting it. But I don't know if I showed you this little fella that I got at the flea market or at the little shop. Isn't he adorable? Hello, my sweet one, little chubby cheeks. Oh my goodness, he's just adorable, and he's concrete, like he's heavy. He's a good piece, and it was really cheap, so it was good to have. Now, before I go, and don't go, I have to show you this. 2 weeks ago, see, there's still snow in the fire pit. There were 3 deer in my backyard, 2 up here by my new trees, and one's just over to the right.
Hey, don't eat my trees. Your plants? Don't be scared them away? Yeah, don't eat them. Oh, don't eat my trees. Terry, go get them to move.
So anyway, good grief. Rabbits and deers eating up my things.